I had to repaint all these from beige to black to gray. So day 4, I'm on my own again, just painting some more lumber. And I know it seems like it's taken a long time to finish the shed, but keep in mind that I had to do this part-time, and also my helper wasn't always around. Like day 4, as you can see right here, it's just me just painting the rest of what I needed to paint. And that in itself took a lot of time because I just wanted that extra protection, right? From making sure that all the wood was painted, since I didn't really get wood that was treated. So this is just the next best thing for me. So we're on day 5 of the shed build. As you can see, or you can hear, there's a lot of hammering going on back there. Finally get to work with my guy. I brought someone else to help out. Day 5, we're back to getting the ball rolling with the shed. My guy's back with a helper. I think he was trying to be an apprentice of his. So he's kind of showing him how to hammer and getting this rear wall set up, which I got a little bit excited because finally getting to see some type of progress here, aside from having the base right there. And so it was a little bit easier on myself too, because then I didn't just have to do most of the work that a helper could do, right? Even if it's just for a day. And so right here, my guy is just trying to hammer the rear wall in place. So here is the framing for one of the walls, which is what my guy and his helper is working on. Just want to make sure that everything fits proper and snug before adding the plywood in place. So I'm getting a little bit excited because now we get to see some progress, right? Back then it was just a whole lot of painting, which I still have to do, and just the base. But now you can actually see some walls up. So that's a little bit of progress.
9 of that one there.
This one?
Yes.
This? 9 of these?
9 of those. That'll be for all the where there's a stain. I'll run that up.
And so we got some trimmings, and we also got some 2x4s right here because we needed some more wood. So that also took some time from day 5 because we had to go back to Home Depot. I didn't rent a truck, but having this much wood wasn't as bad as the first time, so it actually fit on my little XB, as you can see right here.
This ain't going nowhere. I just threw the door shut.
So once we came back, I started painting the trimmings white, and that pretty much covered day 5. Today is day 6 of the shed build, and it's just gonna be a chill day because it's me again working on my own. And all I'm gonna do is paint the rest of the lumber that we purchased yesterday at Home Depot. And then after that, if I still have energy, then I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna repaint these walls right here to a different color if I'm not satisfied with the beige. And that's pretty much it for today. So day 7, all I've been doing today is repainting the walls with this gray that I got at Home Depot. I got a deal for this because this is one of those paints that they just leave, you know, that has some kind of defect, so you get a discount. So this one I got for 40 bucks, right, I said. And sometimes you get good paint, sometimes it's not so good. And this one is not really that great. It's not really thick. And that's probably why it was on sale, because they didn't mix it right. So it's very liquidy, so it's splashing all over the place, and I have to do a few more coats right away because it doesn't stick to the wall. So that's just extra work for me to do as I paint all these walls and all this wood. So let me show you what I mean. So like here, this paint is, see how right there, see how liquidy that is? So now it's very liquidy right there. So it's not thick paint, right? Wasn't mixed properly. That's why it was on sale. But yeah, considering I got a cheap deal, it still works. I just have to do a few more coats and hopefully it'll last long, and then just take it from there. So that's just something to think about when you get the defective paint at Home Depot. So this sort of weird blackish paint I got from Home Depot was on sale because it's one of the paints that they just put on the side for people who want to get cheaper paint. And at first I thought maybe it would have been all right, but once I actually had it painted on the plywood, I realized that it's not really the color that I want. It's just too dark, and I just didn't like the way it came out. The texture didn't feel right. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a gray because this is just not gonna work for me in terms of having a shed with this darker color. So back to the drawing board again, and now I have to get some new paint. So I'm back at Home Depot once again. This time I decided to get gray, which is going to be what I'm going to repaint all that weird black that I initially thought I was gonna use. So learn from my mistakes here. Don't go cheap on the paint and just get the one that you want, because that way you won't regret it. So anyway, I'm back getting my gray paint going. I'm going to repaint all the plywood that I painted black, as you can see right here. It's obviously double work because initially I wanted to just leave it alone, but I decided, you know what? I don't want to regret it later on, so I'm just going to do gray, which is really the color that I prefer for my shed. So right here you can see I'm repainting everything. So this is going to be like the third color change, right? The first one was gray, and then this weird black, and now it's going to be gray. And hopefully this is it. You guys can learn from my mistake. Today we're going to do a recap of days 4 to days 8. So let's see what I've done for the past few days. So right here, as you can see, we're building the walls. So the front, and then that left, and then this wall right here is going to be going up this way.
A lizard just crawled under there. Now it's a little crawl space for the critters.
Yeah.
But there's some progress. I mean, there's, besides the base, there's 2 walls and there's 1 wall on the floor. So now it's just the 4th wall, window, trimmings, and maybe it'll start looking like a shed.
This is going to be the paint. It's going to be like a overcast gray right here finally, after 3 different attempts at painting. First it was beige, and then it was kind of black, and then now I said we're just going to go with the gray. So that's pretty much what I had to do for the past few days, is really just paint and repaint. A lot of work, but you know, you don't want to regret anything. So just be safe and pick the right color. So that's what it is right here, gray.
As much as I didn't want to have it all repainted again because it was beige, then it was black, I guess the gray is better because the black is a little too dark.
So all this is going to be repainted gray, just like that right there. So it's a lot of work, but it has to be done.
Yeah, this is much more like it. The lighter color, the gray, looks better.
I probably have to do another coat because for some reason it's cracking. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it's cracking, but I probably have to add another coat. So it's just extra work. And yeah, like right there's the rest of the wood that I've done. yeah, so that's pretty much a recap for day 4 to day 8. It's really just about painting, and it's extra work because I couldn't figure out what color I wanted. First it was beige, and then I thought it was too light, and then I got like this deal at Home Depot for cheaper paint, but it ended up being black, so I don't like how it turned out. So now I think it's just gonna be gray, but I have to redo some of it because some of the paint is cracking, so I have to add another coat. So that's really just what it was. Whole lot of painting. But my guy showed up once with a helper to do one wall, and then another day just to work on the back wall.
When I saw all of that, I thought, man, that's a whole lot of lumber to paint. But I guess that's how it goes. But it's looking good. It's coming along.